Welcome back to Pod Deep. This is episode 15 of the Pod Deep podcast. Um, if you would, if you're watching on YouTube, click like, click subscribe. If you're listening on one of the podcast services, leave us a review, a 5-star review, and a comment. We would appreciate it. So, again, let's just skip the intros. We'll eventually introduce ourselves. Let us get our feet warm first. Again, we got back, or we have back the Four Horsemen. We're missing one other podcaster. He'll join us, at a later date. But let's just get right to it. Crazy Kanye. Kanye has been wild lately, trying to mess up his Adidas deal, Adidas or Adidas. He already messed up his Gap deal. Now he's in, overseas. I think in Paris, going crazy at the fashion shows. Just wild. I can't forget the White Lives Matter T-shirt him and Candace Owens wore at the fashion shows overseas. So that's what we're going to start off our podcast with. That's the topic we're going to discuss first. Who wants to take it? How do you guys feel about what Kanye is doing right now?
Well, I think Kanye. I don't know if it's a mental thing with him, man, and it has to be. It has to be, right? So how can a guy, be this successful, have all this success with all the clothing, the music, relationships, and then just go left on everybody? I, it has to be something mental going on with this dude, man. To do this, do you really? Is he doing it for? Is he doing it to get the? What is he doing it for? He got money. He got the respect of the industry. I just got and so it's, to me it has to be some sort of mental thing this guy's going through.
I think it's
Can't
a
figure it out.
bipolar episode. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, like why else do that?
Yeah.
I just don't think he's in his right mind, man. I really don't. It seems like you know the minute he need our help or our backing, he'll run to the black community to get, and we back him. But I think this time it's going to be way different. I really think so. I think he done messed up with the original people who backed him from the beginning. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlemagne, he summed it up pretty good for me. He was talking about how he feel like Kanye, he just need white approval.
Mm.
There's something in him that he just wants to be accepted by white people, and he stated that when things aren't right with him and he going through some shit, then he ultra black, he all black.
Yeah,
But when he in his right mind and everything's going good, he's always doing shit, saying shit to get that white approval, whether it's, you know, sitting in Donald Trump lap or, uh, wearing white lives matter, saying slavery is a choice. You know, this is just who he is. And and I don't know. I don't rock with the dude anyway. His clothes, I don't understand that shit. Uh, I mean, I really don't. I don't understand why people. I mean, the shit's ugly to me, but
yes.
that's neither here nor there. But um, I we give him what he want, attention. He wear a white lies T-shirt, and everybody gonna be talking about it. Everybody gonna be talking about why Kanye do this, why he do that. We give him what he want. Just you know, quit fucking with him.
I think you're right about that. I think the media gives him the attention. Like he's like a media seeking. He's
Poor.
like he like seeks this like this approval. This he just wants just weird, man. Just a weird dude.
And another thing about him, like he wants to be the smartest guy in the room at all times, and it's tough to be around a motherfucker who think he know everything.
Yeah.
Cause you can't tell him nothing. He think everything that come out of his mouth is gospel. He think everything that he put out there, fashion wise, should be up there with all the designs. It's just he think everything he do is dope, and it's not.
I agree about the clothes. I haven't seen Maybe the shoes, maybe, but I'm not out looking for shoes. But with the clothes, I haven't seen anything I would want to buy or want it in
Mm.
these, these years.
Have you ever seen the shit for sale? I ain't never seen it for sale. Like, where you get it at?
Yeah,
Where you,
because they buy it all up.
Right,
where you get that shit at?
right. But
It hit home for me when Dame Dash recently, said, about Kanye, and I thought he'd be the first one trying to back him, but Dame Dash like, man, this guy need help. He said Dame Dash says wild things all the time, but he said
Mm.
Kanye just saying things that he's like, what? And now he's like, man, this dude really, really needs to seek some sort of help. 'Cause he reaching out for help, man. You know. And then what y'all think about him like posting like the messages between like him and Puff, and I mean he just
Yeah, he was fighting with Puff. I forgot about that.
yeah, you fighting with Puff, putting their conversations online, man. I just do. He's attention seeking, so I think it's mental, man. It has to be some sort of mental with this dude.
but I mean, from everything I've ever seen, like from footage of back in the day, this is kind of who he's been. Only thing that's changed is he got rich.
Okay,
He's been this type of dude, the whole time. You know, money just made it worse.
you think he's always been though, like, because almost he seemed like he's coming across, you know, not I don't want to say anti-black, but coming across as
A sellout.
yeah, yeah. And I ain't think that, and I think that's what's got everybody pissed off, man. White Lives Matter shirts and slavery of choice, all that kind of ignorant stuff. I think that's what's setting off the black community who supported him.
I mean, when he's sitting down in Trump's lap posing for pictures, I mean, like, damn. To me, that's the final straw.
I don't think it's mental with him at all. He's probably like the first artist that I rock with did a 360. Like how you get attached to an artist, you like, man, that's my man. This dude just dope. But then when you start finding out the personal side, you like, man, he come off like a sucker or some shit. I think he playing off a different bag that our culture really is not used to playing. I don't think he give a fuck. I really don't think he care how he plays. I think he rock with who he rock. But when you cross the line with him, he will go so far as to put your address out there, which is like that's a no no.
So,
That's like you being a married man and it's a female that likes you, and he give her your number. Just disrespect your wife and just say, well, here's his number right here, call him. He come off like one of those kind of guys. And when you go to confront him, he won't take any accountability. It's like he has no type of filter on what he will say, how far he will go, and what he will do.
so what y'all
But
think?
but he'll be level headed with you. You know what I'm saying?
So you brought that up. So what do you think about the thing with him and his ex-wife and how he's stalking her and sending messages to the dude? Well, they ain't together no more, but just his whole behavior with that situation.
I think what he tried to do is use his fans, his followers, to turn on Kim and Pete. I felt like he looked at it as if he lost. So he went and bought a house next door across the street. Her. He just tried to harass her to the best of his ability and tried to intimidate the guy.
That's sucker
And
shit.
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's controlling and manipulative all in one. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he's judging a man, which is something you should never do. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying a bully tactic with the guy. Of course, their relationship ended up breaking up, Pete and Kim K. But I don't think it had anything to do with him. But that's how he was trying to run Pete away and stuff like that. Looking back, do I feel like I don't know him personally? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say anything offensive. But I know that when you have children and the things you do and your children can see what you could do 10, 15 years from now, you're going to have to answer for that. You're going to really have to answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
got
think.
away with that shit because Pete Davidson White.
Well, what you gonna do? Even if Pete Davis is black, what you gonna do? You know what I'm
I
saying? Then
mean, if it was a different dude, I don't think it would I don't think it would go down like that. Personally, I think he looked at him as a sucker, and he just felt like he can do whatever he want, threaten him, whatever. But if it was somebody else, I don't think he'd be a little. Probably choose his words a little more wisely. I would think.
I thought years ago he handled the situation with Amber Rose and Wiz Khalifa. I thought he handled that pretty well in the beginning. But I remember Wiz Khalifa made a joke on Twitter, and boy, he snapped. He took the joke the wrong way. And he went off talking about you stole Kid Cudi style. He just went in on Wiz. Wiz like, I
Huh?
ain't even talking about you. you know.
you know, that's a good point. But I think we didn't see to the extent of what he did, because like now he's sharing all the messages, he's sharing all the things publicly. I bet he's been that. You don't change those stripes overnight. I bet he's been like that, from the beginning,
hmm
especially with when somebody came, got his girl or something like that.
hmm
I bet you he's been that way all the time. But
He just never had the power to.
yeah, never,
Success is accentuated that personality
yes, like you said earlier. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
because now he's in a position to where he's powerful. So
Mm-hmm.
you know you really can't tell him shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
Clown though. He's a certified clown. I will say that. A
Yeah,
certified.
yeah.
All right.
How many of y'all got Yeezys? I know somebody got some
I
Yeezys.
got I got I got
I ain't
Yeezys.
got that.
I got I
I ain't
got
never seen none in the store.
I
Yeah.
mean they're crazy, but
You gotta
as
get them retail, right? I mean resale.
resale. But as you say that, Rodney, his stock, that shoe is going way down, man. There used to be a shoe that you it was crazy price. Now it's still high, but it's just way more reasonable. It's about half of what it used to be.
Like
So let me
retail, they're not that expensive, right? It's
retail
just
are not expensive.
they sell
Resale
like people buy them up and then sell them for higher prices on resale market.
exactly. Now you go out and you and a reseller buy his shoes, you may fuck around and get stuck with them because it's just the market ain't what it was on them. And like you can get his shoes a lot cheaper. And I think he's damaged his whole brand. He's damaged everything. His whole brand. So
So was
So
this shoe considered a luxury shoe? Like I know it's not a basketball shoe, it's not a tennis shoe. So
like
what
a
kind of
casual, like
huh?
a casual shoe.
Okay.
Like it's like a casual shoe. But they super popular, man. They super popular, but but the price has steady been going down on them.
So were they more bet? Well, I'm not better. Were they better than the Jordans or something like that?
No, they just different. They just
different.
Okay.
super comfortable. I mean, they're super comfortable. They're they're unique, and they
Them
cost
damn
a lot.
foam runners or whatever the fuck those things are with all the holes in them. Come on, man.
They just different. No, I got one pair. You
Jay, make
know,
sure you put up a picture of that motherfucker once we edit this motherfucker. Put up a picture of them goddamn foam runners or whatever you call them.
Okay. What's that said? I know the name 750, 350. Is it one of the
350. So they got
350?
his first one was that or Yeezy 350 Boost.
Mm-hmm.
So the first Yeezys were those distributed through Nike.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are Air Yeezys.
yeah,
Okay,
Air
and
Yeezys.
then he has the Adidas versions, right?
Yeah, got
Okay.
the Adidas deal. Yeah,
Okay.
Well, is he
That's like
still gonna have it?
You're trying to get out of it.
Yeah, he's
why?
trying.
Well, they looking at fucking cutting ties with him too, right?
I don't think they really want to because this stuff is selling the way it is.
So you think he's at a point where he feel like I could do this on my own. I don't need y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
think okay, so this is probably the method behind the madness. What he's probably trying to do is damage his character so that they can say, you know what I'm saying, like something in the contract and drop him so that he can do what he really want to do business wise.
Hmm.
Because if he has to honor the contract, then okay, now it's time for me to act the ass.
Let me backtrack a little.
Okay.
Adidas has he accused them of copying his style,
Hmm.
and they have some shoes and some shirts and stuff that look just like his stuff.
Yep.
That is not Yeezy, and he was complaining about that. And they were having meetings about him without him at the meeting, like disrespecting him on a business level and stealing his designs. So it's not just like him just acting crazy. They are kind of like breaking the contract rules.
I
But
mean,
this is
but is that a contract rule? I mean, if it's under their umbrella,
100%. Yeah, it's their shoe, but
so it's just like with the Jordan. Well, maybe before it got to be Jordan Brand, but I know early on there were like they use those features on Jordans on a lot of products in their line, the flight line and all that. They
hmm
they use elements from the Jordan in other lines. So you know,
yeah, I mean that's the business. What they do is they take a shoe, a popular shoe, they recreate it with a in their same under their same umbrella, but cheaper.
cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, so and available, so people who couldn't get it can get that version of it, get a cheaper version of it. So they do that all the time. But I think Hughes, you bring up a good point. I bet you the end game is get away from Adidas and he make his own Yeezy brand, like his own, under no umbrella. I bet you that's the end game for him.
But
and this is
does he
what's
do so much damage to where even when he does that,
He gonna kill. Yeah.
you know, because it seems like now, people really starting like black people really starting to say, you know what, fuck this dude.
hmm
You know, they've been trying to give him a pass for like years, but I think people really now just starting to say, fuck this dude.
to me, this is what Sway warned him about
Exactly.
when he was like, Sway, you don't have the answer. Sway was trying to give him the game, like, man, create your own stuff.
hmm
Houseway, he didn't want to hear it. But it's like what you were saying, Rodney. It's like he needed their approval
Hmm.
to give him that stamp. Because if you have all the creativity mind and you have the connects, why don't you design the luxury stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like you did the internship, you already was cool with Virgil. You know what I'm saying? That was designing for Gucci and stuff. You mean to tell me y'all can't create nothing on your own? Because you did it anyway. You know, Adidas and Nike just distribute the crap.
hmm
You know.
Let me go back.
Okay.
I think Rodney said it was you. Rodney said Jordan Nike takes Jordan like they'll take the soul, and you're absolutely right about that. You see like Jordan style on a lot of different shoes, but we have never heard Jordan complain about it. He's never said, "Hey, you stealing my stuff. You disrespecting me." So
Or
maybe
did he understand the process? Like, shit, this is how it go.
Kanye.
You know,
Oh
this,
yeah,
that's how it go.
But but he also did something. Although he didn't complain, he did do something about it. He created the Jordan brand. Now it was years later, which is something he probably should have did from the jump. But
Oh, he didn't have the ability to do it from the jump.
you're right. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. I don't think he understood his power, his influence
But he
around in the country and around the world.
but he wasn't Michael Jordan then.
He always been Michael Jordan.
No, he's not always been Michael Jordan.
From like think about the Nike commercial. He could have been hooked up with Spike Lee to produce that commercial, that Nike commercial. Nike really didn't do nothing for him.
Yeah, no.
What?
No.
What did Nike do for the Jordans? They didn't even
So
have
you
a Nike sign on it.
so you telling me if Reebok would have got Michael Jordan, so you ain't giving Nike no credit for none of
Nah,
the no
no,
no none
no,
of the,
no,
the advertising, none of the
no,
marketing of it.
no,
you have to, man. Nike
no.
is a machine, man.
Yes, yes.
Listen, who else besides Jordan? Who else shoes sell out like that?
LeBron's it don't sell out. No, nobody shoots sell.
Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. Shit,
Nobody.
But
there
they
is no more.
they have repeated that success with the Kobe's, the Barclays,
The Kobe's
Bo
never took off.
Jacksons.
Am I wrong for saying that? Did the Kobe's ever take off? Were they ever a
They,
culture
they the
phenomenon?
most. The
Yes.
Kobe is the most popular basketball shoe. It's
Was
like the
that before the death or after his death?
no,
Before,
it was during
before.
it was before. You know,
Really?
basketball players play in Kobe's. They play in Kobe's a lot, like the
And I
actual
and
players.
I don't understand it.
They do.
I
They play
don't
in his
understand it.
they play in his shoes all the time. So
But there's a difference. I mean, there's like you say, basketball. They're popular. They're super popular with basketball players,
yeah,
but
mhm,
they're not as popular as a casual shoe. You ain't
exactly.
gonna see nobody rocking Kobe's on the street like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
You
okay.
know,
yeah, definitely.
And Kobe didn't have a ton of commercials and advertisement
Oh yeah,
to
he
make
did.
his shoe. He did?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Okay.
Kobe was. You know, he got caught up with that. You know, that bullshit in Colorado.
Okay.
Still,
but
after
Kobe,
that,
mm,
you know, after that, after he got through that, got that did that went back to the Olympics. His popularity just blew up again. You know,
Okay.
so he was doing big spots and he had big advertising.
Okay.
Let's talk.
I just go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope, you go ahead.
now I
Go
think
I
ahead.
was just to say I
one
feel
thing
like we
about
just
Kobe,
I feel like we
he
support
definitely.
Nike just off GP.
Repeat that, Hughes.
I said I feel like we just support Nike off GP.
You
I
know,
don't
you
feel
know
like they really.
the camera's
I,
looking at me.
I don't really feel like they done anything amazing to make Michael Jordan this phenomenal marketing genius offline uh, to have the kids embrace him the way he did to be a cultural phenomenon the way he
The,
did.
they did everything. Shit, they designed the shoe. The
Mm-hmm.
shoe, him, like it's 50% the shoes and it's 50% what he did on the court.
I never did like them first, so you know.
You never did like
The
the
first ones are the most damn near the most popular.
yeah
Yeah, I never did like those. I thought they were like they came off like a Converse ripoff. You remember you remember Magic Johnson and Larry Bird Converse shoes they had?
the weapon. Yep.
Yeah, it looked just like that, just a different color scheme.
But you think of the time though. Think of the time when it was doing. That's 80, 85,
No,
80, 84, 85. There wasn't, there was only a few type of shoes out there.
That's a fact. Because
There was
wasn't he
only
like the first to have the red and black like a color scheme?
now he was the first one.
it was more.
Go ahead, Rod.
Rodney, can you hear
Huh?
us? You were
Go ahead.
saying,
What you saying?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, finish your statement. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying it was more of a cousin to the Air Force One than fuck. I don't
Yeah.
know. What was I saying
No,
about? I don't know.
no, we
I
talking about
forgot.
the shoe,
I'm on
that
my second. I'm on my second Michelob Ultra, so you know.
talk
Yeah,
about the
I could remember if the Air
Oh
Force One
yeah, I was
came out.
saying like the one thing about Kobe. No, I was saying the thing about Kobe. Now Kobe had a more hands-on approach, more hands-on to his shoes.
Okay.
What's your favorite shoe? Let's go around. What's your favorite shoe?
my favorite shoe is the Air Jordan. My favorite shoe is the Air Jordan 3. Blue and red colorway. It's probably my favorite shoe. I like it
Three.
the way it looks. It's probably my all-time favorite shoe.
Is that the one shaped like Air Force One? That's the one, right?
That's the one that looks more like the Air Force One with the big Nike swoosh on it. This one, you wouldn't really know
No,
they were. You,
that's the
you
one with
wouldn't.
the elephant print.
Yeah, elephant print.
Oh, I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
elephant print.
That's a good shoe. What you got, Rodney? Favorite shoe all time?
It's the same thing.
Jordan
That was
Three.
the Air Jordan 3. That was the first shoe that ever captivated me. I remember. Yep, I had the Jordan 2, but the Jordan 3 came out, and I was in Chicago visiting my relatives, and my cousin he had a pair, And I remember I was just sitting in the room looking at the motherfuckers like, damn, these motherfuckers dope. Like everybody down there eating. I'm in his room just looking at his shoes like from different angles and shit, just imagining myself with them on, man. So yeah, that was the first shoe. I was what 11 years old, and when I saw them, and it was on from there. And then of course, I think the 11 will be a close second. Air Jordan 11.
All right. Hughes, you got a favorite shoe?
Yeah, so my favorite comfortable shoe is all white Reebok Classic. My favorite group of stylish shoes that I can't go wrong with would probably be from Air Force Ones. I would say Air Max, but they're not as comfortable. I visually like them, but they're not as comfortable as I would like them to be. But I like Air Force Ones.
You mean that Reebok, the Reebok Classic, the like the running shoe,
The all
all
white ones.
running shoe?
Yeah, they were comfortable, but when you're young, you can't keep them white all the time. So
Man, I hate white shoes.
man.
I'm going with the Air Max. Pretty much anything Air Max,
Hmm.
I can get into it. They make so many different Air Max.
Right.
You have a lot to pick from. I want to go back. Let's go back. We started talking about Kobe.
Uh-huh.
I have a favorite Kobe story. The legend stories you hear about Kobe, his work ethic, stuff like that, stuff he did in practice. Anybody have any good Kobe stories or your favorite story that you heard about Kobe that sticks out to you? I'll go first. I heard two recent stories. Nick Young, Swaggy P was on Vlad, and he said they were in practice with Kobe, and everybody had on Kobe's tennis shoes. And, they weren't practicing as hard, and Kobe stopped the practice, made everybody take off, his shoes and throw them in the trash. So, that's a gangster move. Like,
Hmm.
like take my fucking shoes off, throw them away.
Did y'all did y'all watch the Redeem? Have y'all been watching that Redeem Team on Netflix? That the documentary on that the Redeem Team.
I haven't yet.
It's cool. We bring up Jerry. You bring up Kobe.
Nah,
How
I didn't.
How Kobe changed that whole mindset of that team when he jumped on that team with
Hmm.
them.
Yeah,
The bunch of LeBron was like year 5, year 6. Same with Carmelo. Same with D Wade. But they tell a story about how they were all out partying one night, and they all came in back to the hotel. They all coming in around 4 or 5, and for Kobe coming down to the gym to go work out at 4 or 5. So as they coming in from a night out, he going down to start working and perfecting his craft. So it just goes to show you, man, that dude just was, and LeBron was like, man, that cat was just different. He just different, man. He
Yeah.
wanted to win. He wanted to win at all costs.
Hmm.
So that just, I mean, I he was just that dude. I think and we have this conversation a lot between us about, especially Rod and I, about where he fits on a Mount Rushmore of just basketball players, or in your all time top 5 or top 10. So,
yeah.
but yeah,
Where's he at? Let's place him. Where's he at?
he top 10. He definitely top 10 for me. Um, you know, right outside my top 5, but he right there, man. He right there. That next 6 to 7, 8 spot. I think he 6 or 7, 8 best player ever to play, in my opinion.
I'm embarrassed. I feel like I didn't recognize his greatness, and I didn't appreciate his greatness. I didn't know what I was watching in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I think for so many years I was like a Kobe hater because I didn't understand his process of him being able to think outside of the box and say Michael Jordan is the top basketball player. That's why I'm emulate. I'm a mirror his style, and I'm gonna take something and add that to myself, and I'm gonna be great. And at first, I used to look at that like, man, he just bite, man. He ain't better than Jordan. This. He developed Michael Jordan's work ethic. He had his own mindset. he was able to break down players on his own, not just depending on videotape that he watched of Michael Jordan. He was able to break down players on his own. I was not able to embrace and enjoy his greatness while he was still playing. So I'm embarrassed by that to say, like, damn, I should have came out my shell and been able to recognize that greatness that was playing and stuff like that. I was on his I was on his ass when he got rid of when he was behind getting rid of Shaq. I didn't understand it, too young and too immature to see that he can already see that Shaq wasn't giving his greatness at all times. And he was calling them out, you know what I'm saying? But he hadn't had that many years in the league to have that type of audacity, but that's the kind of guy he was. You know what I'm saying? He just demanded greatness from himself and from all his teammates. And so I had a lot of growing up to do to really realize how special Kobe was. And I could look back at dude definitely top 10 of a basketball player, defensively, offensively. He's top 10, hands down. It was a nightmare to defend, for your best player.
I don't disagree. I can agree. Top 10. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What you got on Rodney? Top 10?
Mm, did I have him top 10? Because, like you said, we had this conversation before, and I'm trying to think that I have him in my top 10.
You,
Uh, mm, he was in the top 10 or right on the fringe of top 10, I think.
mhm.
Uh, favorite story. Okay, I'll go with this one. So this was when MJ was with the Wizards, and Kobe was he was like a free agent. He had dropped he had broken his Adidas deal, but he couldn't sign with nobody for a year. So he was wearing a bunch of shit,
Mhm.
all kind of brands for the entire season. So he had on some J's, and they played the Wizards, and Mike looked down and told him, like, you can wear the shoes, but you can never feel them. So that got under Kobe's skin, and I think the next time they played, he scored like 55. You know, so that's. I mean, it's cool. MJ was 40, so he gave him the business for 55. But I think that's kind of cool, and I think Jordan respected that, because he probably saw himself a lot in Kobe, his
Definitely.
mentality, and yeah. But Squeak, you say talk about having growing up to do in regards to his career, but I think a lot of that was him though, because he didn't come off. You knew he could play, but
Mhm.
a lot of the shit that he did, some of it on the court, some of it off the court, kind of made you look at him like, man, this cat, he ain't all that, 'Cause I know that was with me. I kind of looked at him, especially with the, when he when he told on Shaq and shit like that,
Mhm.
you know,
Out of
or
nowhere.
someone
Right.
told on Shaq when he got in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, what kind of dude is this? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, you know, I think well, I just speak for me. A lot of the stuff that he did off the court, and that and this his personality kind of made me not really fuck with him like that. But I always appreciated his skill. I was never a Kobe fan. Um, I was never a Kobe fan, but I understood how good he was.
Yeah. You know,
And now he has Tupac stature.
mhm. You know,
Hey,
it's funny.
mm,
He's greater
Funny,
in
Rod,
depth than he was when he was alive.
it's funny you say that, Rod. You make me think about, it's a cat that didn't grow up like us. He grew up in like Italy, learning languages or something. So he beat to a different drum, right? So while we used to
Exactly.
he just different, like
Hmm.
you just say, who the hell is this cat?
Hmm.
Just
Mhm.
just different for us from what we grew up with.
Hmm.
I got a speak, and later I got a question for like a quick question
Yeah.
for everybody. I just want to get they respond to it because this is question going around, but I can bring it up later.
Okay.
Okay. Two more Kobe stories. I know you guys probably know this. When he tore his Achilles, he went and finished the free throw.
Yeah,
That's nobody probably has ever done that I know about.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is he came to the league early so he could have a chance to play Jordan in his prime. So that's kind of I'm assuming it's true. I've heard it a couple of times. That's one of the motivations for him trying to make it to the league, early. So let's transition. Let's stay in
But
the
he
back.
didn't. But he still didn't play Jordan in his prime.
You don't think so?
Nah, he still has some more in the
No,
tank, but that was his prime though.
he came into the league and he came in the league in 96, 97 was his first year.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan was 33, 34 years old. So he wasn't in his prime. He was still winning championships,
That's,
yeah,
Right.
that's my
but he
question.
wasn't in his prime.
How many more did he win after Kobe came in?
two, didn't he? Or did he do three?
Yeah, it was two. It
Yeah,
was two. 90,
it
96,
was two.
97, 97, 98.
97, 98. Yeah, they
Yeah.
won two.
Yeah.
You guys are the stat guys, so I'm not going to disagree. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Jordan was there and Kobe was coming. Nobody else was coming for Jordan. Maybe the Pistons, maybe
Everybody was coming for Jordan,
Yeah.
but
not the young boy. No young boys was like, "Where's Jordan
he
at?"
wasn't
Well,
ready. But
yeah,
he wasn't ready when he
yeah.
came in.
Grant Hill was young and he was coming for him. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But
He
Cole,
was he was coming for him. Shaq was coming for him. Penny was coming for him,
and
and
see
and he beat him.
that goes back to meet my immaturity, how he was being marketed and campaigned, because I remember thinking like, what the hell did Jerry West see in him? He came straight out of high school. So I think I was always under the assumption that the Kobe train and the Kobe hype at some point was gonna die down. And maybe it died down when Shaq left and they were in their rebuilding period, but he never died down. He never stopped busting that ass on that court. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I could say about Kobe. That cat, and that's why I said I wish I could go back in time, because I never got to see him play in person. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of markets that I probably could have went to, Indiana, Atlanta, to see this guy to really play and stuff like that. And I just forwarded that on off like, man, this is it's over for him now. And he found the way and did something smart, and probably pushed the issue to bring Phil Jackson to the Los Angeles Lakers when nobody else was pushing that issue. You know what I'm saying? And getting Andrew Bynum in tip top shape, holding him accountable, Paul Gasol, and they went on to win a couple of championships.
So wait a minute, you think Kobe was behind getting Phil Jackson
I
back?
thought he was. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn or something like that. I thought he was. I thought he was really okay with Phil joining the Lakers.
Okay, now that's a different statement.
Yeah,
You saying he okay with it? Because I don't think it really fucking mattered. Uh, they wanted, old girl wanted Phil to be the coach. Now I get now because Phil had wrote that book criticizing Kobe, so I'm guessing they probably had to mend some fences about that.
yeah. Everybody personality probably different. You know what I'm saying?
They probably had to try to kiss and make up over that, but you know, he was gonna be the coach one way or the other.
Right. But I think Phil coming to the squad helped them get those championships. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
I don't think another coach besides my man from San Antonio.
I mean, you can get anybody, but if you don't get Pau Gasol ass in there,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna win no. I mean, I'm not saying he was a driving force, but I mean, we
But
saw what it was when Shaq left
Yeah.
for them
Yeah.
3 years. You saw what
yeah,
it was.
yeah. I mean, he had, but Phil had Shaq and Kobe. Then he had Kobe with Gasol too. So yeah, he was a
And Odom,
Yeah.
gotta
yeah,
give Odom his
absolutely,
props.
absolutely Odom, absolutely. I'm a Laker guy, so I know Phil brought a lot to the table. He brought a lot to the table, but he also had talent.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He had
Mm.
unbelievable talent, man. Unbelievable talent. Shaq and Kobe. I know you had. It took somebody to mend them and put them together, but man, you start with Shaq and Kobe. You can take a Shaq and Kobe. Come on, man. That's you gonna get something out of that.
That's a fact.
You gonna get a deep playoff run out of that. Out of Shaq and Kobe.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
once they got going, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because they got booted out the first 2 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
And
Spurs always gave. I mean, even when they were winning championships, the Spurs
Get them
still
busy.
still
Mm-hmm.
snuck in what about two of them.
yeah,
Yeah,
so good.
They
yeah.
they were doing
Spurs
that.
got two. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I do like the Shaq and Kobe after the years uh, altered their relationship and brought it to a public point, and just was able to amend the little differences in the big brother, little brother type of role. I do like the fact that they were able to just have that sit down, despite all the rumors and stuff that we were told and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Again, man. Again, I just think he didn't grow up
Yeah,
like us,
that's
like young guys, like didn't grow up with friends that do anything for you ride or die with your boys. I just don't think he had that, them kind of relationships. So to him, he was a loner, one of them lone wolf kind of dudes. So
mhm.
mhm.
that's I think that was his issue.
So let's stay right here in this NBA lane. So last week, I think it was the Warriors, Draymond Green. To me, it's almost a sucker punch to me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Draymond Green, I'm gonna say sucker punched. What's the guy's name? Poole. What's his
Poole,
Yeah,
first?
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan
Jordan
Poole.
Poole. So they get into an argument in practice. The word is Poole was talking shit, talking trash, and Draymond approaches him. Jordan Poole pushes Draymond. Draymond, he almost Superman punched him. It's like he left his feet
Yeah, he lunged. He definitely lunged at him.
And
and
didn't do nothing with it.
he,
Shit.
he
It looked like
dropped
he
him.
he
Yeah, he
dropped him.
dropped him.
He
He
dropped him.
folded
He
up.
did drop him. I thought he put. I didn't know he.
Yeah, he fell. He fell back against the wall.
He
And he
almost
was on
like
him,
hit him
right?
with a knee too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So what do you guys feel about it? Warranted, overreaction, sucker punch? What do you think?
Yes. I think it was a sucker punch from a motherfucking sucker. Sucker, man. Just a sucker ass. You know what I'm saying? But you know, pool different too, man, because you don't let you don't let a grown man you beefing with a grown man. You don't let him, pull up on you like that unless they had some kind of unless that was a relationship or something. But like I said, it was a sucker punch from a fucking sucker. Draymond a sucker, man. He's just a sucker ass.
I, I don't know too much about the details of this. I did see the video. I'm not gonna say it's a sucker punch, but you can't push a person and think everything is cool. Like close your eyes and try to go to sleep. Like if you aggressively talking and you push somebody, you push your hands on, you should be expecting something. You
No
know what I'm
doubt.
saying? So
I mean,
like I said, I don't know too much what was said between them two, but he should have pushed him and then swung first, as opposed to push him and like, okay, you just gonna I'm expect you to go into the locker room, but Superman punch come at you in return. I don't know what's going on between them two. I'm not gonna say I look down on Draymond for doing that. It they were having an exchange. You know what I'm saying? And their teammates. So I don't know how it got that heated. I don't know if they don't really like each other or if their personalities don't clash. But hey, you push somebody, expect somebody to swing at you.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking from a street perspective, but you're not looking at that way in a practice because motherfuckers talk shit all the time in games in practice. We see motherfuckers selling wolf tickets. Nobody really want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really want to fight. So I could see Poole, you know, saying whatever. One thing I read that said he called him triple. He's talking about he a triple single. I don't know how true that is, but he was talking about how Draymond, is a triple single.
What does that mean? Triple. Oh, his stats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he only getting single digits in all his categories.
Yeah, triples. All right.
Because Barkley was the first one to really call him that. So that's what I read that he was getting on him. He's called him triple single, or whatever. But you know, I,
Who was that? Poole said that to, or Draymond said that?
Poole
Who
said that to
says
Draymond.
Gotta watch him out.
Yeah, to me that's some whole shit. That's some whole shit.
So
you
he's on your
know,
team.
the thing about that Squeak, he came to him, right? They definitely having this verbal altercation back and forth. They going back, you
Right.
talk your shit. But I think he was right. You let the guy, you can't let the guy come on you and get in your face.
Yeah, like get the fuck off me.
Yeah, get off me. You
But you
know,
got but you can't just push them and then look away.
yeah, that's
You
true.
know,
That's
That's my point.
true.
no, you
That's
gotta
why.
no,
That's
you
why.
gotta you gotta push them and be like, hey, don't you motherfucker,
Be
give him give,
ready, right?
give him a word or two. So yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But see, here's another thing you have to look at. What Draymond's intentions were very disrespectful, and you have to catch that. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's walking straight towards you, to they're not coming to whisper in your motherfucker ear like, "Hey, I like that cologne you got on, bro." You know what I'm saying? After we exchanged what we said, and you know what you said, if what you said was considered disrespectful to him, it's kind of like the Chris Rock and Will Smith situation.
I mean it's exactly like that
E-
because
exactly. Like, what
he
what do,
didn't
what do you think Will Smith is coming on this stage to do?
you
Mm-hmm.
you ain't know you're not thinking that he coming because before that there had never been nobody who ever ran up on the stage before that. So
Other than the street people who've done it, you know what I'm saying?
no one had known anything about people running up on the stage. All
Uh,
that shit became a phenomenon after that.
it used to be a
So
black dude who used to do it.
so why would Chris Rock think he coming up there to slap him? Why would he think that? He just made a joke. He saw Will chuckling and laughing.
Mhm.
So why would he think he coming up there to hit him?
It's an energy too you feel when somebody's coming towards you.
Yeah.
You gotta step back and be ready.
So even if you drop your guards and you don't know and you get slapped, how long do it take you to process? Like, oh, he just slapped me. Is it because you're in an auditorium full of people?
That's exactly it, Squeak. I mean, you stunned, right? You like this happening. It's the Oscars. Like
Yeah, I'm stunned. But what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna turn your back, walk to your seat. Since I ain't finna drop kick you, that's what I'm about to push you up off this stage. That's what I'm about
Right,
to do. And
right,
y'all about to cut this presentation because we're getting ready to fight. I'm gonna either pull
right.
you back to the stage, back behind the curtains. But what you're not gonna do is rock me to sleep like that. You know what I'm saying? If we know each other, and I'm thinking you just walking up to me to say, man, don't talk to my wife like about my wife like that. But you slap me. That's the most. That's a besides spitting somebody's face. That's a disrespectful gesture. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing about that I hated is like after that incident happened, people was like, man, I'm so glad Chris Rock was calm and didn't react because I would have hated to see him act a fool and two brothers up there fighting on the stage. I'm like, fuck that.
Right.
Why we gotta take that in consideration
Right.
as a people? Like, well, he just slapped the shit out of me, but let me not act a fool because I don't want to have two blacks up here fighting on national TV. Fuck
That,
that.
that ain't even. That's
Why
not
we
even.
always got to take race? We got to be the face of our race when shit come up.
Yeah.
Like,
I ain't. I'm
I
not
bet
representing the tire race when I get slapped in my face on national television.
yeah. And whenever we do something out of pocket, it reflects poorly on our race.
Now, what I don't like after the fact, I don't like Will Smith's apology. I don't like that, because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, if you did it standing on, I'm doing this to defend my wife. I ain't got to apologize.
I agree with that.
I ain't gotta apologize. You
However,
owe me apology. You know.
however, you know, getting back to he'll lose a lot. He had a lot to lose. He's in too big of a position to do that, man. He's just got too much to lose, man. You don't want to lose the
Everything.
sponsorships. You don't want to lose because you don't want people. You know, you just got way too much to lose. So, in retrospect, I believe he's thinking like that. Why am I apologizing? But no, I have to apologize if I want to get to this bag, if I want to get this money. You know, if I want to continue to get this money, I have to apologize. It's public. It's public perception.
Yeah,
100%.
I can see that.
100%.
I
But
can
yeah,
see.
Draymond's a sucker, and he is one of the most luckiest dudes I've ever seen in my
Oh
life because
God,
he landed in the right spot
perfect.
because he could never have made the money that he's made in Golden State anywhere else because his game will not translate nowhere else, and he got this persona as a tough guy, and you know it just seems like it works. It works in Golden State.
But
Yeah,
see, I think that's a testament to Steve Kerr's coaching ability. You know, when I think about that team, when Mark Jackson was the coach of that team, they looked like they was on the cusp of something, but it looked like it was going to take them a couple of years. I never thought that they would win it all the following year with Steve Kerr as the head coach. I just never saw that coming. And he changed the dynamic of that team just by simply saying, we're going to play defense, but offensively, we're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to let y'all shoot it how y'all want. You know, Draymond have you to bring up the ball up the court. I didn't see him as having some sort of ball handling skills like he do, but he's very disruptive.
Ball
He
hand, ball handling skills. What?
I mean, he could bring the ball up the court, and I don't see guards picking it out his hand.
I think Rodney. I think you're right. It was a perfect situation for him. Perfect situation for him. And I think a big part of this is that he see the writing on the wall. They got a new person. You know, Jordan Poole. When it comes to players on that team, his you know his level of player is rising on that team. So he's becoming a better. If he no, he is a better player than Draymond Green right now on that team. But he probably don't get the respect for Poole isn't the same respect that Draymond gets yet. And I see Draymond think I know I see he see the writing on the wall.
So
You know
he taking this as an opportunity to put him in his place. Like
exactly.
you ain't there yet.
You ain't there yet. I'm still a big three on this team. You know, even though my numbers ain't big three, I'm still a big three. But Jordan Poole
He was a big four for 3 years.
yeah, right, right.
Shit.
But you
So
got you got to fight for that, though. It ain't about winning. You're gonna have to fight.
You gonna have to fight.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight. You can't allow a guy to
KD
disrespect you
KD
like that,
didn't fight.
huh?
KD didn't fight.
Yeah, that's why KD in that situation.
What situation?
Uh, Going to Brooklyn and probably never winning again. All he had to do is cut Draymond right back out.
Not put hands on.
Well, I mean, he didn't put no hands on him, so now just cuss him right back out.
Mm.
Just cuss them right back out. Like, listen, when people got different bullying tactics that they could do. You know what I'm saying? Some people not smart on their feet with how their talk back or their response. You know what I'm saying? Whether somebody says something slick and hurt their feelings, you mouth right back out to them. You know, you got to stand your ground because at the end of the day, people looking at you like, you know, when it's time to go to war, man, what you gonna do? You got teammates that are come at you like that. You know, when we should just be one unit, you got teammates that'll get at you like that, and for a moment, shit, it becomes personal until y'all work that out.
Yeah, I think you worked that out by you getting this shit, not cursing him out.
So he say something, you just swing at him.
I think so. I think so. He did shit.
Yeah.
You know, the man called you a bitch. I mean, it's like, I'm gonna show you. Oh, no, I ain't no bitch. Nah,
It remind me of when KG said what he said about Melo. Melo didn't take no shower. It was waiting on him. Like,
Oh, when he
and
talked
that's
about his
the,
Yeah,
wife.
talk about
yeah,
all right, yeah.
that's the rumor that we heard. But I always thought that was so funny because it's like I'm not gonna ruin what I got on the court, but once this game is over, I'm coming to see you.
He say
Right.
Lala smell like honey nut Cheerio.
Yeah.
Hey, but have y'all ever heard that? Like, I think Kendrick Perkins was saying, uh, Draymond ain't really about that. You know what I'm saying? He's selling wolf tickets. He ain't really, when it come down to it, he ain't really about that. And
That's the same way with Garnett.
yeah, that's what the, you know, uh, Kendrick Perkins said something like, we know who you are. Wink, wink. The people in the basketball in the league, the real tough guys, they know who you are. So you know what I'm saying. You can put on this tough guy persona for the fans and for the non NBA people, but people inside the NBA, they know. And I believe that with all my heart, cause just coming up how we did, I know this dude he seemed like a fraud to me. I don't seem like he'll whoop anything. He just seems like a fraud. So I thought that was eye opening for what Kendrick was talking about.
But
I
but
be-
see what that means that Draymond is doing is that means that he's doing it with people that he can beat.
yeah, yeah.
So those people they have to stand their ground because he's being a bully, and if he not, then you have to stand up to the bully, whether you get the butt whooping or not. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
about the fight, not about the win. You want to win,
But
but
but the thing is, there's not going to be a fight because it's on the court. So you're not going to fight. You know, you're not going to fight. Y'all may do a lot of woofing back and forth, but it ain't going to happen on the court. So you can be as tough as you want on the court.
On court. But you see what Carmelo did? Yeah. I'll see you afterwards. All right. And nobody, it wasn't on no camera or nothing. He's like, I'll see you afterwards. And he
exactly.
for him. That's different. That's
That,
a
that,
different
that
cat.
that's why I brought that up because
Yeah.
it's like the people that live this life is like,
Yeah.
yeah. Once this game over with, ain't no need to shower.
Right. Right.
I be at your bus.
Yeah.
Waiting on you.
Yeah.
But we've seen there have been some guys. There have been a lot of guys in the league who like Matt Barnes. Like Matt Barnes is a live wire.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if some shit gonna go down, he might not be the one to go down with. Steven Jackson. He
Yeah.
another one.
Another one.
And,
They
and,
went
Uh,
right.
and see, Matt Barnes is tricky. He got that pretty boy image,
yeah.
but you could tell he bought that life until he walk up on you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so that's tricky because the perception is that the pretty boys won't fight, but then you get one that's about that life. What you do because it ain't like 5'7" dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He got the strength, he got the height, and he about that life. That's really not what you want.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he don't talk, and they don't
Yeah,
talk. I mean, a lot of them don't talk. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? They don't. They with it.
yeah. They're the
Yeah.
ones that you can't calm down when they own. It's
And
no
Draymond.
Uh,
calming them down.
And when you think about Draymond, he ain't doing nothing but running around the court. Him and kept going there, running around the court, talking, woofing, the whole
man,
game, just
I
talking. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I heard Kenyon Martin do an interview one time, and he spoke on KG.
What he
And
said.
I mean, I can't remember word for word what he said, but it was basically like pipe down because I will whoop your ass for real. Because he would, KG would be, like he wouldn't look at you, but he would, say, just be cursing and saying all
Oh,
kinds of shit, talking.
Yeah,
And
that's called basketball playground. They
and
they
Ken
trying to get in your head.
and Kenyon Martin was like, nah, you need to pipe down because I will whoop your ass out here.
another one. Another,
Yeah,
hey, another one that will.
yeah,
He ain't about that
yeah,
bullshit. Yeah, another.
yeah. So it's been those guys. Like I think the first one I really knew, like Charles Oakley,
Oakley.
Right.
he
Okay.
was like the first one to be like, don't nobody fuck with him,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
regardless.
uh,
I would, but you know what? I would pay money to see the Worm go up against Draymond, man.
Oh,
Man,
hey,
I would pay money for that.
I know, dude.
The Worm in his prime going up against him.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Because ain't nothing but a bad imitation of the Worm, a really bad imitation.
Yeah.
Can ball
Yeah,
a little bit more, but
Warren would get him in foul trouble.
man, Worm ready to do the business, man.
I mean, he could give it to him how he want.
Yeah.
He could out. He can just play it straight up and outwork him and get 15, 16 on
Yeah.
rebounds on him.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could tickle his balls and, and get under his skin and get him kicked out. So yeah, the Worm he could have gave it to him any kind of way.
Yeah, but man, but back to the original. He came into the perfect situation. The perfect situation, man. He don't gotta be spectacular at nothing. He can just sit around there and enjoy the show and get championship, man, and make all that money.
So
Look,
they doing the team is doing an investigation to see how that footage got out.
now that's wild. That's I don't care how foul you I don't so off of Draymond, that can't get leaked. You know what I'm saying? That can't get leaked, you know?
So it got to be somebody on the staff on the on the staff
Mm-hmm.
on the team,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I guess they like, man, fuck Draymond, I'm finna put this out.
Right.
Then he cursed me out the other day in practice. Man, fuck him, I'm finna put this out.
Go the other way, man, because I saw somebody talking about it, and they were talking about how no teammates really rushed to help Poole. So it could have been put out to embarrass Poole. You know what I'm saying? He's the one who got knocked out.
But you can't. But that's not the way it comes off. When you look at it, they talking and they walk and they totally, Draymond on the other side of the court, and he walks all the way over, and as you say, he sucker punched him. Like, he did push him, but then it wasn't like it was an immediate punch. He pushed him and then waited like 1-2 seconds, and then did his little Superman lunge and hit him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see in any light how Draymond could come out of this looking good.
No, not looking good. But I'm just saying. I mean, it could go either way, you know.
I mean, but if you put it out, I don't see how it embarrasses Jordan Poole. I mean,
because you think about the time frame when it happened. Let's say practice started at 2. This fight started at 2:30, but practice don't get out to 4:30. What was you doing afterwards? Did you just walk past him in the locker room? You didn't get, man. Yeah, it looked bad for him. It looked bad because it's like, what did you do? Like once practice was over, was you outside sitting on this car waiting for him? Did you catch him coming around the corner and swing on him? Like, if that's a sucker punch, it ain't over. Security ain't gonna follow me and tell me don't respond and don't try to get no revenge, man. Y'all didn't help me, so it's wartime. I gotta get you, boy.
Again, though, Squeak, you said it. Draymond did that to somebody he knew wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of cat that may not be waiting at his car, or to get back at him. So I believe in that. That's a good point, Jared. I didn't even think about. I didn't see. I guess I didn't see. I saw a short version of that video, so I don't know if it was teammates rushed in to stop it or what after all that happened. So, but that is a different point of looking.
Yeah, before he hit him, they were just kind of standing around. Maybe they didn't expect it to go that far.
Yeah,
no one expected that.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite sure they figured Draymond. This is Draymond being Draymond, just sitting there
wolfing
tickets. Selling wolf tickets, and it's like, oh shit, he hit him.
But if he didn't do anything, he just planted a seed in Jordan's Poole head. He just, at this point, I could tell you it control you anywhere I want to. You don't do what I say, I'll be swinging on you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask this: does Jordan Poole demand to be traded? Do they trade him or do they keep him? Because it's hard to come back to play for somebody who knocked you out basically in front of the world.
No,
he's too valuable, Jay. He's too valuable to the team.
Yeah, and Draymond ain't got long.
Yeah, Draymond got like 1 year left, 2 years left, maybe on this. Like Draymond's it's the writing is on the wall. He won't be there probably past this year.
So you think they keep Poole and get rid of Draymond?
Oh yeah,
Fuck yeah,
definitely, definitely,
yeah.
All right.
If Draymond come back, it ain't gonna be for that what he making.
exactly. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be team
Yeah.
friendly deal.
Yeah, I talk bad about Draymond. I didn't know he was this bad.
Oh, he's the worst.
Sucker, man. He'll
He
just
is the worst.
Let's talk about another live wire. We almost missed this one. $284 million quarterback playing like he does not care. Russell Wilson.
We'll let Hughes take this one.
How you feel about Russell Wilson?
Man, it ain't looking good for my boy. I'm a Russ fan, and I'm just gonna keep it honest. I don't think this is coaching more so than it is his ability and playing. If he is 100% healthy, he's not looking good. If he's playing with some kind of injury, he needs to sit out. But his decision making in the last game against the Colts, it was off. It was off. It was a bunch of receivers that was open that he was late getting that ball to. He didn't throw the ball to. This ain't have anything to do with his legs or anything. It's his decision making that I'm concerned with. His athletic ability at times seems like it's still there. But he ain't looking right. I understand he has an offensive coach that have that may not be ready for a head coach job as of right now, but he's just not looking good in my opinion. I'm concerned. They have a real good defense, and this looked like a year that is going to go to race. You know, I don't know who the Broncos' backup quarterback is, but they need to start giving him some reps. At this point, I've seen enough to know that it's not going to get better because he's losing to less competitive teams. I picked the Broncos to beat the Colts. I didn't see the Colts winning that game. They shouldn't have won that game, but Russ kept them in that game. You know,
Yeah, everybody picked the Broncos on that one.
yeah.
did you
So
did you hear like the latest though that he has like a partially porn labrum or something
do I?
partially porn?
A lat muscle or something in his shoulder.
Yeah,
Yeah, do I believe that? I don't know. I mean, that's I think that's to save face on the reports that's crystal clear of everybody saying what the hell going on with Russ. Like you waited till the game is over to give us this report. He wasn't sore before the game. You know what I'm saying? Or all week of practice. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ah,
I'm not. I don't want to be insensitive about the injury. If it's true, you sit him out. But why would you let him play? You know what I'm saying? If they found out at the end of the game, I don't know. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. I don't. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing a quarterback that looks good. Um, I don't think he's washed, but I don't know what's going on with him.
It's something wrong, man. He just looks dejected.
Yeah.
I called it uninspired. There's something going on. There's something wrong.
His passes are not crisp, and he has an arm. He overthrowing guys. He throwing that ball late. I don't know what it is with
but
him.
if you look at that game though, his Russ deserves some blame, but the team, man, like you see all the balls they drop, like you see all the drops that they
That's a
had,
fact.
like them receivers. I mean, nobody's trying to help them out. Nobody ain't, nobody can make a play. Nobody, it's just like, do they fuck with them? You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't helping them out at all.
but see
Right.
here, and I think, well, let me see. Like no one likes Russell Wilson, but Hughes,
In Sierra
yeah, and Sierra,
and his kids.
And
maybe,
And
future's kids. Yeah.
maybe, but like no one really likes him. So I think a lot of people are really taking pleasure in seeing this cat fail
Mhm.
because, I mean, you know, he's always been a corny looking, the corny dude. you know. And plus, he really he piggybacked a Super Bowl, and he blew up off a Super Bowl that he didn't do nothing, that he had really had didn't have much to do with, and he's lived off that for 8 years.
It's funny you say that. Nobody said that about Peyton Manning when he was in Denver.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did, because he was benched. He was
Peyton
benched.
Manning was benched.
He was benched.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Um,
benched, and the starting quarterback got hurt, and they brought Peyton off the bench, and he finished.
hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so yeah, everybody know that Peyton got carried in on that last Super Bowl.
I don't think Russ was washed at all, man. I don't think his team. I don't think it's like when I went back and looked at that game. They dropped a lot of balls, man. They did. They dropped a lot of balls. They nobody seemed like they wanted to make a play for him. Nobody, and so that makes me think, man, they really messed this dude. But everything we saw with the off season, how they was preparing, how he was practicing every day, everybody was all on board. Man, I thought this was a slam dunk move. I thought this was going to be a real big deal. I thought they'd be the best team in the AFC West, but boy,
He got
I,
a
I was wrong.
he has to he has to be a different quarterback, and I don't know if he has that ability, because when he was at his best, whatever that was, it wasn't standing in the pocket picking your defense apart.
Yeah, using his legs.
It
Yeah,
was being impromptu stuff, running around, and he was getting he was being successful that way.
yeah.
We've never seen him be successful just being a pocket passer, so I don't know if he can.
But I don't know why that would be an issue because it's like you can scramble and throw the ball. Why you just can't, drop back and just throw the ball?
For one, you 5'10",
Mm-hmm.
so getting outside that pocket kind of opens things up. You can see. So him being a pocket passer, it remains to be seen if he can do it. I mean, dude. I mean, I ain't gonna say dude watch, because he could still, put up 25 touchdowns or something. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
30. And the way the league is, but I think I think a lot of players in that. I think a lot of players in the league don't fuck with him.
Mm.
You know, they see him as fake, corny. So, like you say cats ain't making plays. Maybe they ain't bought in on him.
Could be a reason, man. Definitely.
If
Maybe
if
he, maybe
that's really the case, your coach needs to say something. Like we here to win. You know,
I don't know if
We'll be friends at the end. We'll be friends while we on the field. We don't have to be friends when we get off the field. You know what I'm saying? But I need. That's the one thing I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing no one hold anybody accountable. I'm not seeing Russ get at the running backs when they fumble or they go in the wrong hole. I'm not seeing Russ get at the receivers the way Tom Brady get at the receivers for dropping the ball. I'm not.
they was it's respect.
I'm not seeing that intensity from him. I do see the come on, we can get it. I see that part,
And
but
did you
I'm
see? And
not.
did you see how they look at his ass?
Yeah, the
Like,
memes is
man,
crazy.
get the fuck out of my face, man.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, man. I think
I'm
he
telling
would.
you, like, motherfuckers really don't rock with that dude. They
Mm.
really don't rock with him because they think they look at him as a fraud. They look at him all that go Hawks and let's ride and all that shit. They just think of being his fake, man.
Yeah, but he gonna have to change. He gonna have to take these brothers out to eat and build a
I,
better bond.
I don't know if mine a mistake gonna do
Hey,
it. I don't know,
I
but
don't know, man. It
you
ain't
know,
looking good for him, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't see it. I don't see it getting better as the weeks go by because they have a coach that really hasn't shown his his ability in calling plays and coaching. So I could see him getting out coached, but Russ does not look good.
And they lost their best player. Damn, they for sure their best running back,
Yeah,
Who's
Mm-hmm.
that?
Williams.
Javante Williams.
Yeah. So I won't be picking them. I won't be picking them going forward, man. I don't know, you know.
Say, what was your question that you was gonna ask?
You know, kind of how we grew up. There was this poll going around on the internet. I don't even know if it's a poll, but I think I saw it somewhere. But I thought I wanted to bring this up to the group. You don't even got to go into detail with your answer. I just want the answer. Maybe this could be a topic next show. Why you answered. But if you had to snitch on your best friend or cheat on your girlfriend, you had to do one. Which would you do?
Girlfriend or wife?
So okay. So let's do it two ways because I know you're gonna have two answers. Let's do girlfriend and a partner you grew up with, and then let's say wife and your ace boom coon day one best top of the top.
Interesting.
But I know it changes. That wife dynamic changes it. I know that changes it.
Mm-hmm.
But just think about before you was married. Think about your girlfriend, even if you did marry her, or your homie. Would you
Mm-hmm.
snitch on your homie, or would you cheat on your girl?
So
Cheat on your girl.
yeah, I'm gonna cheat on my girl.
I'm gonna cheat on my girl.
I'm gonna cheat on my girl. I don't want to have to live with that jacket, but there is a scenario where you may have to snitch. And the scenario being if they go get my mother.
Well, I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking about not even extrapolating into anything. Just
Okay.
that mindset. Not just that mindset. Do you cheat? Would you cheat on your girlfriend? Now, wife. It's your ace boom cool. This your homie. This
So
your homie.
what's the snitching? Is it to the cops? Is it about him cheating on something, him doing something, or
If
what? I
it's
mean,
if it's well, it's got I say it has to be major. It has to be major. It has to be snitching that'll get him in trouble or her in trouble
mm-hmm,
or your wife. This snitching to put him in jail or cheat on your wife. Like that's the only thing I think is equivalent to a marriage.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a deep one. that's that's a deep one. Like
Cheat on your wife. I cheat on the wife.
No doubt, huh?
Cheat on the wife. I'm not sending nobody to jail.
Hey, I ain't no snitch.
I ain't
No,
no,
I'm not a snitch. I think it's just ingrained in it's ingrained in me.
yeah, I'm a bona fide former cheater. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't proud of that. You know what I'm saying? But
You
I'm
did it
not.
once, you can do it again.
That's what they say, but nah,
You know what I mean. I'm just joking.
nah. I wouldn't. I couldn't feel. And it's crazy to say you could cheat and be comfortable with yourself, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with myself snitching. I wouldn't feel comfortable, and I'm not no street dude like that. You know what I'm saying? That run with a whole crew of guys, but I stand for something, and I have morals and principle about myself. I would. I wouldn't want to be put in no situation where I'm facing 20 years and to get out of that 20 years, I tell on this man.
I think he ain't even in the game.
You know.
So, but devil advocate on that when you say you got principles and morals,
Yeah, how you gonna say that?
say that you cheat on you know what I'm saying? So
That's the thing. See, the cheating part, you can suck that up to being ignorant, caught in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Uh, the snitching part, you playing that one. You playing that one, Playboy.
It's all premeditated.
Mm-hmm. So,
Because
so did you answer that, Rodney? Did you answer it?
yeah, I agree. I agree. You know,
You,
Agree
you
with
gotta
what
you gotta say it. You
yeah,
gotta
you gotta
say
say
yeah,
it.
you cheat on your girl. Yeah. Um, but when you cheat, it's like, motherfucker, it ain't just happen. You put some thought into this shit at
yeah,
some point.
yeah.
You You put some thought into it. So,
Uh,
Hmm.
yeah.
but that's something. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good conundrum.
Yeah, that's something that should be posted. And you know what? I don't want to hear my wife answer.
Right.
That's how deep this shit is. I
Dude,
don't hear that.
I think women are totally different. I think they a snitch. Like that's what
Ooh.
I think women are snitch.
I
On
don't
a
know.
on a homegirl Ace.
Yeah. I think they would snitch. I really
Ooh.
I don't.
do.
I think that'd be like get that strip on the phone. get that get that motherfucking strip on the phone.
Damn. You
So
flip it,
I
that
don't want
gets
to hear it.
interesting.
Huh?
yeah. So have any of you ever have any, and not counting when you was, a little kid and then, have you ever told on someone in your adult life?
I know I never have told on anybody. I
I
mean
told on I
I'm gonna
told
take
on the
stuff
coworker.
I'm gonna take stuff to my grave. I will never. I just can't, man. I can't.
I told on the coworker they were beefing and there was some micromanagement um, behind it. So I had to snitch to the manager of like, listen, you would never figure out why these two don't like each other.
And you
But
told?
I told the story of why they didn't like each other because we working all together in the meeting they arguing.
But what does that got to do with you?
Well, what it had to do with me, this was a person's review. And it's like, how they ask a question, a generic question of how does this person work with others? That's the part where I had to tell the truth. Like,
So you
hey,
fucked them out of a
no,
promotion.
no, 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 not out of,
They could have got a outstanding, and you fucked them, and they got a fully successful.
hey, at the end of the at
They
the
got a
end of the
satisfactory.
nah at the end of the day, it was a difficult thing to do, but it had to be done because one person was getting power out of it. Just shitting on one person and doing it in the dark.
Mm.
So they had to have known or heard about it before. And I
So
think what I said, they just ain't gonna take my word. They already probably had heard about it before and did something about it because I didn't have any kind of evidence to present or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
So this ain't sounding good.
I stand on. I
This ain't
stand on.
sounding good
Hey,
because it don't sound like you had no skin in the game.
nah, I didn't. But here's the only skin that I had. They would make us uncomfortable. You know how we are together and we're in a professional setting, and you have two people just going back at each other. I'm talking about like arguing like a married couple or arguing like exes, and it's like.
That's the manager's issue to
But
get
no,
in
no, no.
to
And
get
see,
in
here's
there
the
and
thing: the
figure
manager
that
was
out.
never around. The
Yeah.
manager was never around, so they were able to just get this off. It's like, hey, we got a meeting here, y'all. Can y'all get focused? They going back but one person had was like a higher position. You know what I'm saying? That's the one that was doing, the micromanager.
two men or a man and a lady?
Man and the lady,
Man and a lady. Who was aggressive?
the lady.
Okay, that's the one you told on.
Hmm.
Mm. Okay, well I can. That makes it a little better. You told on the
and,
woman.
and, and not just telling it's like just being honest, like it's like it's like if you ask me how this person work with others, then at this point I was like, okay, this is what I got to do, and like I said, I ain't getting nothing out of it, but I'm gonna tell the real after a while because it's just dragging on too long.
Rodney, that makes it better that he told on a woman.
Yeah, it makes it better. At
Yeah,
least he ain't tell on another guy.
You understand it more.
At least he ain't tell on the guy, man. It's like, man.
I never talked about it either. I I never talked
Rover
about it.
phones.
Well, it's forever on camera
Yeah,
now.
it's cool. I never talked about it.
I hope they don't see this podcast.
I don't care. I care not. I care not.
Oh man, that was a good one. He told. Oh man.
I see why you did that. Like for real, I see why you did that because people like abuse power, at
Mhm.
work, and if somebody doesn't say anything, it just keeps going. So
Because
I understand.
what you got to realize is that after a while, once they get that confidence up to continue doing that one person like that, it's only a matter of time before they do
Yeah,
you like
it
that.
spreads. Yep.
And it's like hanging around a friend that you know is out robbing people, and you cool because he hasn't robbed you yet. But it's only a matter of time before he robs you. It's only a matter of time.
I have a guy like that in my life right now, man, and I feel you because I felt like the older guys who had to deal with this person before me
Mm-hmm.
should have dealt with this problem before I got there. Like they've been
Mm-hmm.
putting up with this like 14, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, you could have did something in all this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand where you're coming from.
And that's gonna make you do something. That's gonna make you do something you
Man,
never thought you had to do.
I agree. Yep. Put bad thoughts in your head.
It did because you see it
Yep.
coming. It's like a storm. You got to prepare for it. You see it coming.
Yep. I see where you're coming from. All right. Let's um let's cover another topic. Let's talk about song of the year right now. Which we're almost to the end of the year, so whatever you
Mhm.
pick is probably the song of the year. So who wants to start off? What's your song of the year? It can be rap, R&B, rock, whatever.
So that this topic, I thought about this topic for the whole BET stuff, what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, I think song of the year, you know, should be a song that is got to be enjoyed by over like a big genre of people. Like I think a lot of people got to like it. Um, so for me, I think the song that I thought was the best song of all year was, and it's gonna be weird for me because I thought Kodak Black, his song Super Gremlin, was probably one of the best songs I've heard this year. And I didn't even like Kodak Black. He just came on my radar just from Instagram. But I thought his song, especially for what it did for sports and things like that, is just super catchy. I thought it was a good song. What y'all think?
So I never knew how they measured it. Are they do they go by the single sales of each song that's
You know,
nominated?
I don't know.
Do they go? Is it a popularity contest? Every song that was nominated in the BT, I really liked. Every song I thought was dope. Like I did like a lot of Big Energy. I do like Gorilla FRN. I do like Future Wait for You, and I do like Kodak's. That's probably one of my first songs that I really like for Kodak. It grew on me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't know how you measure like the year. Like if it's like I said earlier, if a song is released like January and it's the number one song from January to May, but then you got Kodak coming out, you got Future coming out, and they getting played from like May to where we are right now, October. Is that a fair assessment of, what I'm saying, what's considered the song of the year when it really came out like late summer or something like that, that's burning up the charts? So it's like, how do they measure it? Like, are they going by, the song that sold the most singles? You know what I'm saying? If all of them are considered number one, so I kind of like, I don't hear Big Energy that much, probably on the urban radio station. But if I'm looking to change the dial, I still heard it as of October. You
Gotcha.
know, I still hear Super Gremlin. I still hear Wait for You by Future, like both of those songs here, and I still hear the FN. But I don't really hear those three songs other than Super Gremlin on pop stations.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So I don't know if that makes a difference. My personal choice would be Future Wait for You, but I don't know if everybody loves that song. I like Drake verse in that song. I like the hook. I like Future verse. I like Super Gremlin too, but I think Wait for You is a better I guess lyrical song if that makes sense. I do
Yep.
like Super
Yep. Yep.
Super
Yep.
Gremlin.
I got to go with that Super Gremlin. The beat is crazy. That's a good beat.
Hmm.
It's a good song. Got a lot of views. But you have a good point. We don't know what criteria they go by. I don't think any, because to have that Glorilla song on
Oh,
the Song of the Year just came out.
There you
right.
go. That's there.
Right.
That's
Right.
Just came out. But if I really had to pick me personally, I don't know the song, but it'll be have to be something off Kendrick's album. He
Mm.
to me he has one of the best albums so far this year. So I would just have to pick something off Kendrick's. But in terms of radio songs popularity, it just came out recently, but I think this song changed this girl's life. It's that Glorilla song.
Yeah.
hmm
I
Uh-huh.
think her life
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
changed
Okay.
based on that one song.
I
I would
think
call that
she got
song.
another song too with
And
Cardi.
tomorrow, yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah, she already has Cardi B on the song.
Yep.
So I would have to give it to
Yeah.
Glorilla.
Yep. Okay.
I already know what Rodney's gonna say. What new songs?
If Pimp C on it,
Exactly.
man.
Exactly. I'm just waiting on the next topic.
Hey,
Literally,
let me ask you, did that because I know we had discussion about that Kendrick album. Did that grow on y'all? Did that grow on y'all a little bit more?
It grew on me.
Because I know when I first heard it, I
Yeah.
wasn't super impressed, and I don't think I'm back to it enough yet.
It grew on me. He is a very sneaky lyricist. He's a very mature lyricist. And I could clearly see he is the artist that Tupac really wanted to be, that never got a chance to just do
Hmm.
his part without having to put the hood shit into it. You know what I'm saying? And so Kendrick says was on his mind, what he going through, and he has an agenda. And it's strange because he makes this kind of conscious rap that's kind of hood. In today's society, they so intelligent they get it. Whereas when Pac tried to do it, it never garnered that type of attention. Probably like 1 million or 2 million, for the Brenda got a baby, but none of it played like in the club or nothing like that. So much to the point where he had to really dumb down who he really was just to get on the charts. You know what I'm saying? And Kendrick, on the other hand, he ain't dumbing down nothing. He coming uh, from a conscious standpoint. He's coming lyrical, and it's really not. It really shouldn't be on the radio in a sense because they really don't play that kind of stuff. But it's making it on the radio. It's making it on the pop charts and stuff like that. He's able to do shows, and he's featured on musical as a musical guest on late night talk shows and stuff like that. So he's really him and J. Cole are really winning being who they are as artists and not selling out and not have to do no hood or no gang or no stuff like that. You could tell that's really what Pac was really trying to do. But he had to find his way, and he took another lane.
That's a good comparison, but you know when I think of J. Cole and Kendrick, I think they're very similar,
Hmm.
but I think J. Cole is so much more easy to listen to. Like he's so much more. I don't know if it's just the flow on the beat. I don't know if it is the beat, but they're on the same level to me lyrically. To me, they're on the same. They talk about a lot of the same topics. J. Cole, you just understand it. It's clearer. It gets the point across the same way. I get lost. I consider myself intelligent, but I get lost a lot with Kendrick, a lot, and it's like it's hard to follow to me.
Mm.
Hey, let me piggyback on that. Maybe episode 11 or so of the podcast, me and Hughes had a conversation about Kendrick, seeing Kendrick live. I recently saw him in September in Las Vegas. And Cedric, to your point, I have to be honest, man. I'm a big Kendrick fan, but he was doing a lot of songs off that new album, and I was thinking to myself, please stop doing these damn songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do some of the old stuff, man. Because Kendrick is I describe him as art. His concert is art. His stage presence, his stage show. It seems like an art presentation to me, which is cool. But sometimes you just want it simple, where you can not simple and dumbed down, but simple enough where you can understand what he's saying. And to your point, that is J. Cole. J. Cole is not going over your head, but at the same time, he's still high level. And sometimes Kendrick just goes over your head. You really don't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you have a point, valid point.
Yeah. So to the question, Jared. So did you? I know you said you're a Kendrick fan. So as you starting to listen to that new Kendrick, you starting to just like it more.
I got to be honest, man. I listened to it for like the first 2 weeks, and I haven't really gone back to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
something like that. I just you pick your five, six, four songs that you
Yeah.
like, and just throw
Yeah.
away the rest. Just focus on that.
Gotcha.
Like a classic Nelly album.
Country grammar.
I'm gonna tell you something. That new Kendrick made me see Kodak Black greatness. I would have never thought that Kendrick and Kodak would be a good combination. But Kodak say a lot of words that can't comprehend, but
Mm-hmm.
they flow with the song. But I thought he was spitting on them songs that he was with Kendrick. I thought he was riding that beat. I thought Kendrick gave him the proper platform and the proper alley oop for him to just catch it and slam dunk. So it made me go back and listen to Super Gremlin. Like it really made me do that.
I totally Squeak. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. When he put Kodak on him, I thought that was the best songs. A couple of the
Yep.
best songs on the album. I really, really, really did.
Yep.
Uh, it gave me a whole new appreciation for Kodak. I
Hmm.
started listening a little bit more Kodak. But
Yep.
yeah, I
That's exactly
agree.
what it did for me.
I agree. I totally agree with that. I do.
And in this generation, they see Future as the Jay-Z of their generation. And I couldn't agree with them, but he has put in a lot of work, and he's just from a different era and that I'm from, and so he is a great. He's saying a lot of things, but his delivery is what I struggle with. You know what I'm saying? He has a delivery that I find awkward, but I can see his greatness because I look at Drake as like a top five, top 10 lyricist, even though he may have the ghostwriter thing like that. I look at Drake as a lyricist. Anytime, anytime Drake is on a song with Future, Future pretty much get that song lyrically. He skates on the song, you know.
Who was that? Repeat that. Who?
Future,
Future and who on the song?
Drake.
You think Future kills Drake?
I don't want to use that word, but I think they have a good kind of like the Kendrick and Kodak. I think they have a good collaboration,
A
and
good
it
balance.
makes me appreciate Future more as an artist. Uh, and he has a couple of songs solo that I like, March Madness and other kind of songs that I like from him. Album wise, I just have to give him more. I just have to give him more of a chance, you know. But I can see his talent though.
Yeah, he's definitely talented. On that DJ Khaled album, Future is I call him the MVP of rap.
That's a fact.
He's all over the album. On the songs he's not on, his style is being used, on
Yeah.
the album.
And he's a good collaborator. Whenever he does, like that Cali song with him and Scissor, that's a good little song.
Yeah, I agree. Future is I- my new thing is saying people are high level. Future is high level.
Yeah.
Helps Kanye too. He's all over Donda. Everything Kanye's been doing lately has Future
Futures on
involved.
Donda.
He wrote a lot of this stuff.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of this stuff.
I didn't know that.
He came out like a month or so ago and said basically he was a ghostwriter for Kanye.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. We've been going for about an hour 40.
Okay.
kind of ran through all our topics. Does anybody have anything they want to discuss?
Good.
No, I just want to redo my top five from our last episode. I'm taking Ice Cube out, and I'm putting Jizza in my top five.
You serious?
Jizz from Wu Tang Clan.
Yep, I'm serious.
Top five.
Hmm.
Hey,
For me,
that's too loaded right now to go in on that.
Yeah.
Jizza?
That's the Michelob talking, man.
that ain't the Michelob. See, when I say my top five, I'm not including record sales and all that shit. It's rapping. It's yo talent. It's not what he sold. So
So, well, that's something for me to. I will listen. I will make it a point, as I don't.
don't do it.
No. I will
Don't
make.
do it.
Make it, I will make it a point to listen to some Jizza before the next episode.
Let me ask you a question about the Zizza.
Mhm.
What standout song does he have other than like Shadow? I'm like a solo song, other than like Shadow Boxing in Wu Tang. Like when I heard him rap, he could flow. He can get in and get out. But I don't know why I heard him like still a song lyrically.
But you didn't put him in your top five.
No, I didn't put him. So I'm asking
Oh,
like,
no, but see that see that's the thing. That's my top. He's in my top five. That's it.
So
I mean, that's it. You know,
is
I can't explain to you why he's in my top five.
okay, I
You
get
know,
it.
you
I
got to
get
name
it.
a song. Name a song.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I ain't got to name a song. The dude is just dope to me. He's in my top five.
I'm not gonna say he ain't dope. He
There it
dope.
is. You know,
is he better than Jada Kiss?
um,
Man, it's the
No.
Michelob talking. Third one or the fourth one?
it ain't the Michelob. Now, see, I forgot about Kiss. I forgot.
So,
I totally forgot about
so
him.
we so when we say top five, I think of like the whole picture. Like I think of sales, I think of flow, I think of
But yeah, I just said I don't account for sales.
when I think of top five, I think about the whole big picture. About the culture, what he did to culture. Now, if we just say like lyricist, I think that might be a different conversation, y'all. If we said who's your top five lyricists of all time versus top five, do y'all agree with that or do y'all disagree? You got your top five lyricists, or is that the same as your top five?
Probably.
For me, it is because at the end of the day, I never included anyone that just has a flow but ain't really saying nothing lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Like lyrics to me is how I get you ranked in my top five, top 10, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There are some guys that I like that may not be lyrically sound, but they're not in my top five or my top 10.
Okay.
I just like them. You know.
What about you, Jay? Do you think that's a different? Top five?
If you put it that way, yes. But if you say to me, "What's your top five?" Uh, no, it's not a different list to me.
Okay.
Right.
Like Jizza for me will go like maybe top five underground backpack rapper, New York. He has to be in his own segment. But I haven't really to your point. You spent a lot of time going through his catalog. You know what I'm saying?
I got one of his albums. Liquid Swords? I got that.
Yeah.
Animal Planet, Shadow Boxing, and stuff like that. I like him. I just never thought he ever. I thought he never shined with the Wu. I thought he never shined. He like on his verse on Triumphant is real short. It's real short. Where everybody else was, and I'm not saying he didn't spit no good verse, but it was just
Inspector Deck had the best verse on there.
yeah, no doubt.
So let me ask y'all, because I have no idea. Of the Wu-Tang Clan, is he even the best in y'all opinion?
I've heard an interview where they were saying he's up there, but they gave it to Capadonna as one of the best. But that ain't who I think is the best out of the Wu Tang.
Method Man says he is the best out of. Method Man calls him his favorite rapper all time. To me, no, he's not the best out of Wu Tang.
Yeah.
I would go, shit, man. You have to pick one person out of Wu Tang. I would go Method Man, but it can go Ghostface. It can go Raekwon. Method
Stick with
Man.
that.
Yeah. Who's the best out of Wu Tang, Rodney?
Just
Jesus. There you go.
yeah, just is.
He ain't never. He just never to me. I think when I think about him, he had a more mature flow. I just never thought he turned in his best work with them. Kind of like when I think about NWA. When I was young, a lot of people were just head over heels
Uh,
with MC Ren, but I was always fond of Ice Cube. I always was. And when he went solo, he really showed me that he was a lyricist. He could stand on his own. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Control a song, make a song, and make an album.
All right. Maybe we need to revise our top 5 rap list next time.
I ain't.
no, you ain't gotta revise it.
Mine stand the same.
You gotta stay the same. Like, but said, I'm glad you brought up Jadakiss because I totally forgot about him.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot. I may have to revise my list.
Okay.
No,
well,
you know what? You know what? Yeah, I'll revise it. So I had 3,000 in there. So I'm dropping 3,000 out and I'm moving Jadakiss in. There you go.
You put Jizza.
And Jizzle.
So it's Kiss, Jizza, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie. That's my top 5.
That's all New York.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I would for next time I would like to think about lyricists. Because I think when I think about it, I do think there's a difference between lyricists, like straight lyricists, and then somebody just being top 5.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope. Because when I think about it, Tupac is he top 5 lyricists ever?
No.
But he a top 5. He on your top 5.
Yeah, top 5 rapper.
No.
I just think it's a difference. I think it's a difference.
It is. I like Benny Siegel as a lyricist and Jada Kiss as a lyricist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have the radio sales. They don't have this album that sold 5-6 million. But I can enjoy any Benny Siegel verse. You know what I'm saying? That I've seen him, or feature that I've seen him deliver. I can count on my hand. Like I've never really heard Jada Kiss or Benny Siegel deliver like a whack verse in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't kind of riding with.
And for me, now I agree with you guys. Now I say Biggie when it comes to now lyricists.
Yeah, me too.
I'm with you for Biggie.
Yeah, me too.
I get it now. His flow's insane. That's my argument.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
when you when you factor in radio singles and record sales, then to me, Nas is not a top 5 rapper. If you want to look at it from that perspective, he's not, because he never has had a record that really sold like that. He doesn't have record, big singles, but he's a top 5 rapper lyrically.
So you're not counting Platinum as a
No. What went platinum?
I thought
Because did Illmatic go platinum?
yeah, I thought Illmatic.
Yeah, Illmatic did.
Illmatic
but when did it go platinum?
Oh, that part I don't know, but I know it was
A
written.
lot of,
Okay.
a lot of shit is platinum now,
Right.
but at the time it was sold, did it go platinum?
Yeah, I think it was written, came out the gate, was a commercial success out the gate for '96.
No, why nobody's talk about LL? You know, he got radio hits, soul albums. How come he ain't in the top 5 rappers? You know,
Uh,
Depends on who you talk to.
yeah.
mm, I don't know anybody that got him in no top 5.
Illmatic is hood platinum. You know, it got bootleg. They had to put it out early.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
hood platinum.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to, throw darts at Nas. I'm saying because he's in my top 5. But when you factor all that other stuff in, he comes down the list.
I
Because he
think
doesn't have that. He doesn't have the stuff like Jay-Z is probably the best rapper ever.
Total.
When you factor in album sales, singles, longevity, lyrics, lyrics, he's the best rapper ever.
Over Eminem, using
Yeah.
that same criteria,
Yep.
because he
To
definitely
me,
don't have more. He definitely don't have more albums sold than the Eminem.
and Eminem got a advantage.
no, you didn't say that. That's not
Yeah,
the in the crack the
I mean,
stats.
Eminem got a built-in advantage.
I mean, but Vanilla Ice didn't have that advantage, and he
Vanilla
wasn't
Ice,
nobody top
Vanilla
5.
Ice couldn't rap, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We all know that.
I
But
agree with
but
you on
but
that. I'm not gonna take no. I'm not gonna take no
but
shot
I put
at
it like
Jay.
this. But I put it like this. I'm not an Eminem fan. I've never been. So I could be. I'm probably in the minority with that. Like I just can't get. I know he can rap, but I'm just not an Eminem fan.
He's in
So
my top 5, so he
yeah,
good. Man. He good.
yeah. So under y'all criteria, Jay-Z is the greatest rapper ever. Which I mean ain't far from that ain't the biggest stretch to say.
He was on everybody's list. He was uniquely on every one of our lists. I think he was the only one that was on everybody's list.
And
Right?
you know what's funny? You know what's funny about
You
Jay
know,
Z?
list?
He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have a lot of rap features on people albums.
Oh yeah, he does, Squeak.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Shit, if he
he does.
don't,
There's an actual playlist on Apple. Jay-Z features. I mean, it'll blow you away. I mean, you could put a playlist together of about 150 songs, Squeak, of just features of Jay-Z. I got it. It's one of my playlists on Apple.
Okay.
Jay-Z features. It's dope. It's
Yeah.
dope. He got a gang of them though.
shit, you talk about he been doing features since the '90s.
Yeah, he got a gang of them. On some stuff you'd be like, whoa, could kill you too. There's some good stuff. Like stuff with the Dog Pound, stuff with Snoop, you know what I'm saying? Just like West Coast stuff. I mean, it's decent.
Yeah, when he jumped on that high, when I heard him on high, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that was when he became Jay-Z though, for real.
Mm.
Because he was kind of like underground. You knew about him, but it was like, he hadn't made his way yet.
Right.
By the time he dropped Hard Knock Life, then he was Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's when I picked up on him. I knew about him, but that was my first Jay-Z album, Hard Knock Life.
No, I had reasonable doubt. I had reasonable doubt in my lifetime. I had both of them. That's when that was around the time I started to make my transition from a West Coast.
To Jizza.
Yeah. To Jizza, Ghostface, Raekwon. Capadonna is dope. I won't deny that.
They have the ultimate rap group to me. And I'm an NWA fan, I'm a Ghetto Boys fan, but there ain't no group that can out rap Wu-Tang Clan.
Man, because it's 75.
I know. And
Outkast can out rap them.
nah. They could set you up. They could set you up so many ways that like the way ODB style is. It would be hard to combat him. But they gonna get some of your best lyricists to go against ODB. So when they put Method Man on you and Raekwon,
you put Outkast and Goody Mob together, they'll kill Wu-Tang Clan all day.
That ain't no group.
That's a collective.
It's 75 of them. They're just taking Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? There's so many of them, but they ain't that good. They ain't that good. They ain't that good.
He's right. Goody Mob and Outkast would kill them.
They're, man.
Man, are you so hold on, hold on. Let's back this up. Let's run this back. Let's run
Mhm.
this back. You saying Outcast with Goody Mob would beat Wu-Tang Clan in the rap battle?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they'll kill them.
I don't agree with that now.
Hughes, I just saw them live, man. It was
Bro,
nostalgic, but it was kind of tired.
Now that okay, so that is true about Wu-Tang Clan. They would have 3 albums that are like classic or that are up there.
I would say
Into the
two.
36 Chambers, Triumphant.
Wu Tang forever.
Yeah, maybe Wu-Tang Forever.
So you saying so when you say in a rap battle between Goody Mob and Outkast and all of Wu Tang, y'all saying Outkast and Goody Mob will win?
I
I
say
didn't say that. I got
Yeah.
I got the Clan.
Nah, I mean,
If you let Big Boy do his solo stuff, Outcast stuff, Goody Mob stuff, they'll kill him.
So
nah.
who beats Crime from Goody Mob and Outkast? Who beats him 1-on-1 when you match him?
Big Boy can beat him.
Big Boy could beat Crime.
Yeah.
Crime.
No.
So who beats Ghostface Killer then?
Big Boy can beat him.
Nah, so you already got to pick him against one.
it's so many of
It's
them.
too many of yeah.
There's too many of
It's
them.
not a one-on-one.
Right.
I mean, it ain't too many of them because you're not mentioning You God, you're
Mm-hmm.
not mentioning Master Killer, you're not mentioning no. You talking about Raekwon, Ghostface, Jizza, Method Man, and shit. Who else? Spectre Deck. You basically talking about 5 or 6 of the Wu Tang Clan. It may be 30 of them motherfuckers, but you ain't talk. But you ain't bringing up Old Dirty.
And you got to put Capadonna in there.
Yeah,
So if
Captain.
I
Now you back
okay,
up to 6 or 7.
right. Okay.
Okay, but damn, it's 4 Goody Mob, 2 Outcasts, or
If
5,
I
or is it 5 Goody Mob? Is it
Four.
four or
Four.
five?
Well, they're gonna invite Killer Mike, so they
And
bringing Killer Mike in that battle.
no, he's not. He's not Goody Mob.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not
true.
Goody Mob. He's not Outcast.
That's true.
if you name another crew like another crew that similar in size, they gonna out rap them. I'm telling you, they gonna out rap them. If you get like the Dog Pound ain't big enough, but like if you take Dog Pound, West Side Connection, uh, that little group, you can find 5 West Coast rappers that can rap just that that can rap like them, man. Mac 10, Mac 10, Ice Cube, Dub C, uh, shit. I mean,
Man,
you can.
Inspector Deck would Gensu. He would Gensu Blade them dudes. Capadonna would.
I think you got to put a record label against Wu Tang, like
Yeah, you have to.
Death Row against Wu Tang. Then you have enough people, to match up.
Yeah,
Would
And
you?
for this conversation or comparison,
I mean,
yeah.
what the fuck Death Row got other than Snoop and Pop?
Nah,
Snoop,
Snoop, Pac,
Pop,
and Corrupt.
Dog
Like
Pound.
Pac
So
can't get
so
past.
so so
Pac can't
3.
get past. Yeah, Pac can't get past them boys.
So 3. Because you ain't going that. Because
It-
that's
let's
that,
say-
that that's Death Row.
let's do Rough Right. No, think about maybe uh it's hard because ain't that big a collection of. I'm trying to think of a big collection of.
There's nobody
Yeah.
like that.
Nah,
Yeah.
no
That's why you got to do a crew
Rockefellers,
or a record
no,
label.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I'm saying you can combine 2 crews.
So when you
But
brought up that Death Row, that makes that brings up a topic for me because I mean for a later date, Death Row didn't for all the shit that they did, they didn't put out a lot of fucking albums.
Nah,
no,
everybody got one album.
They didn't put out a lot of fucking albums.
but they got classics though.
They dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball.
They put out like 4 fucking albums before everything crumbled.
They
And,
got
and,
they
and
got
soundtracks.
got classics, man.
No, I'm counting the soundtracks as albums.
So you got Snoop, Dogg Pound, Dre, Lady of Rage,
Uh-uh.
Pac.
Tupac.
No, it was. I said, but before it crumbled, when Rage put her album out, it was over.
What year? I don't even remember what year it
That was like
came.
97,
That's
97,
true.
98
Yeah,
when she put her album out.
she took too long.
I'm talking about their peak years from 91 to 90 to when Tupac got killed. They got like four.
91 to
They got
96.
they got 5 albums. They got the Chronic, Doggy Style, 2 soundtracks, and the Dog Pound album.
You got Tupac album too.
Oh, you forgot.
Okay, I forgot. Okay, 6.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you forgot to include the Dogfather.
Okay, if you want to include that.
All right, put that run against Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. Death Row wins, right?
Yeah, your
don't
Wu
even
Tang
finish.
ain't got the. They don't have the sales. Wu Tang don't have the sales.
Not the sales, just the
Yeah,
music.
the sound, the
The
music.
music. Forget the sales.
But
Nah,
see,
they
that-
wasn't no. They
but
wasn't no
see,
radio.
but see, that's not a comparison because you're talking about a record label. In theory, a record label can drop 3 or 4 records in albums in a year if they want to. When you a crew of 15, 20 motherfuckers, if you get one album out every couple years, you doing something because it's hard to get all them people together to do an album.
Even
Just pick the first 3 Death Row records against whatever Wu-Tang records. They still kill them.
But see, that's what you're having to go to in order to deal with Wu-Tang. You're having to create this fucking magical dream team.
No.
Death Row album of a record label who has the capacity to drop more music.
well, that's not even they don't got the same size. But y'all talking about
Don't
their group. They ain't better than Outkast. Like they just not better than Outkast.
Yeah, it's not the numbers, it's the music.
Yeah, they ain't
It's
better
not the.
They could be 700 Wu-Tang Clan. They still ain't better than Outkast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's why I said just pick the first 3. You could pick the last 3 and put it against Wu-Tang. They still beat them.
Shit, corrupting what's the Dash probably got the Wu-Tang.
Nah, don't say that now. Don't say that. I'm a Dog Pound fan, but nah.
The liquor done got the best of Corrupt. Now he fell the fuck off quickly.
Yeah.
He had a Ice Cube fall off, damn near.
It was worse than Cube.
Yeah.
Cube's fall off was pretty damn steep.
I mean, I thought Cube bounced back was West Side Connection.
What's the Cube fall off? He had about 15 years. What's the fall off?
No, he didn't.
If you start with it,
he had 5. He had from 91. No, he didn't have 5. He had from 90 to 92. He had 2 years.
Nah, he had 88. You gotta go.
I'm talking solo. I'm not talking him with the group. I'm talking solo. When he went solo in 1990, he had 90 to 92. That was his peak. After that, it was downhill. Lethal Injection. I don't even know what the fuck the mother albums was.
But you don't give.
What's the yay? What was that song?
We Be Clubbing.
Yeah, We Be Clubbing. That was the shit.
To me, it was. He didn't.
Yeah, it
fall
was,
off.
and then the other song, Push Rhymes Like Weight. That's on the War and Peace
He
album.
reinvented himself, man.
Every album that he had a nice little single.
He went back to the top with It Was a Good Day. He came back, reinvented himself.
No. That's in 92. That's from 90 to 92. It Was a Good Day.
Forget it. Okay, go forward to This Is How We Do. That might not be the name of it. It's the West Side coming from the West Side. What year was that?
That was 93. That was Lethal Injection.
Okay, so that's the album that does have Today Was a Good Day on it.
No, The Predator has It Was a Good Day.
Okay, so Wicked and Predator. I mean, Wicked and Today Was a Good Day were the 2 singles off that album.
Yeah.
So
no, they had another one. Check Yourself.
Okay, you're right. So that's 3 singles. That album probably went platinum.
And no, probably that motherfucker did go platinum.
Okay, so then the next album.
It's War and Peace. War and Peace, Volume 1, 1998. He took 5 years off, 93 to 98.
Yeah. And that War and Peace album, that's the song. That's the
That's
song
a double album, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
had Push Wham's like weight on it.
it's not a
yeah.
double album. The first
Yeah, that
one was
ain't.
'98. The next one was
I
2000.
thought War was a disc and Peace was a disc.
It's two different discs, but they came out 2 years later.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're
yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah.
Which I still listen to these. These,
That's a good album. It's a good
yeah,
stuff on album. But
Yeah,
that's
I
I
don't.
think that's the
I'm
one with Ghetto Bird.
yeah.
no.
Not Ghetto
Get
Bird, Fool. I'm a vet. You can bet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are the two singles. Push Rhymes like Waiting Fool. I'm a vet. Yeah, vet. I
yeah.
like that.
I do not fuck with Cube in the late '90s. We be clubbing era. That's. I'm sorry. I just y'all say he reinvented himself. Okay, I get it, but I wasn't rocking with him
And
I'm
I
still
think he had didn't he have like some features with Scarface around that time?
though.
Like that 98 Scarface.
Nah, that
Margaritas.
was Hand of Dead Body. That was '94 when he did that with Scarface.
Yeah. He had a long run, man. In my
Yeah,
opinion, he had a long run.
yeah.
let's say NWA was 87, 88, and the last album I listened to of his was 2006. Is Laugh Now, Cry Later. I think he had a good run.
Yeah, I think he did too. I just think that in the beginning of his solo career, they never really marketed him well. You know, three top three top classic albums with the Killer Will being like an EP or something like that. They was only giving him like two or three singles off that each album or something like that. Maybe one single for America's what's the first album called? America.
America's Most Wanted.
That's only what
Who's the Mac?
Who's the Mac? Yeah. So I don't think they really knew how to, market him or push him out.
I mean, but shit, how many singles was you getting off an album at that time? I mean, if it was, I don't know of anybody that was getting 3 and 4 singles off an album at that time. I mean, I'm not off the top of my head. I mean,
I, yeah, I don't know either, but hell, them albums wasn't cheap back then. Them albums were like 17, 15 damn dollars or more, depending on
man,
where you got them. If you wasn't getting them bootleg.
oh yeah, you can go to motherfucking Sam Goody or somewhere and get them motherfuckers at 20.
Right. So it's like it's like they didn't have to or didn't want to promote it because shit, they was making money hand over fist back then.
Keep in mind, around this time, the '90s, when he's I'm sorry, when he got into movies. So you can't keep going with the music, being
I mean,
gangster rapper.
I get that. I get that. He transitioned into something else.
Yeah,
I just say his run from '90 to '92.
Hey, here's another topic. Besides Pac, who's the best rapper actor? You could do male, female, but who's the best rapper actor in your opinion?
Shit,
It could be comedy. It could
probably
be
Queen Latifah, probably.
I say Will Smith.
that's a cheat code. That's a cheat. It's, yeah,
I say Will Smith because when you think about him being the first Prince, right, and he had like he's probably one of the first rappers to do like comedy rap, his videos. You know what I'm saying? Parents just don't understand. Here's a dude that's a rapper that was never an actor, and he competed with Martin Lawrence with the Martin Show, with the First Prince of Bel Air show, and he ain't no comedian, but his show is up there with a real. We talk about Martin was a dog of a comedian back in the '90s, and his show was funny, but the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was going head to head with that show.
But I mean, he's a he's a performer. He might not be a comedian, but he's a performer, and they're writing shit for him. So just because he's not a comedian, you can clearly see he's a performer.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
So they have the ability to take his skill of being a performer and craft it, write stuff for it. You know what I'm saying? To make him successful. So
But he still got to deliver, though, right?
he's a performer. He's not a comedian. He's a performer. So the writers have just as much to do with that as creating his whole that for that show and for it to stay with or compete with whatever the fuck you said, Martin. Yeah.
So do you see? So do you all see Queen Latifah as being, even though she's a former, do you all see her as being a funny individual from the way they was writing on her shows and stuff like that,
Man,
or do you see
Not
her
I
me.
more as
thought
a
the
serious
question. I thought
actor?
the question. I didn't think the question was about comedy though.
yeah,
No,
about
so I
best.
brought
I
up
thought you asked. I thought you asked who was the best rapper actor.
right. That's what I said.
Yeah. So what? I don't. What does the comedy part come into it? At?
Well, you were basically breaking down the reason that Will was funny is because he's a performer and that they were writing for him like that, right? But my point is that you still have to deliver it. It may not be in some's in you, but just because they writing it, that don't mean that that's going to transition to you being able to pull that off. On Living Single, there was times where Queen Latifah had funny skits, but overall, I don't see her as like a funny individual more so than I see her as a serious actor. You know what I'm saying?
But I
And
don't. But still. But you brought the comedy part into it when you was comparing Will Smith comedy portion to his comedy to Martin Lawrence. The question was, who is your top actor slash rapper?
right,
So that factors in everything, not just comedy, but serious stuff. Whatever.
Yeah,
Broadway, like old
yeah.
girl, she did Broadway shit. I
Queen
think she got
Latifah,
a Tony.
just serious motherfucker. Like just serious motherfucker. Like
hmm
set it off. Living single. She got big movies.
That touch all genres. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's why I threw her out there as
okay,
and she's yeah, I go Queen Latifah,
okay,
All
but
right,
What?
Will Smith is yeah.
all right. You're both wrong. The answer is Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch. All right. This was episode 15 of the Pod Deep Podcast. Like, subscribe on YouTube. You can find us at YouTube.com/Pod Deep. You can find us on Patreon also, Patreon.com/Pod Deep. Or you can listen to us in audio on anywhere you can hear your podcast. So click like, subscribe, comment, leave 5 stars. We appreciate you. Thank you and
Peace.
good night.
peace. Good night.